And there is one option left from Animation tab, which is Effect option. When you select an animation from each group, next to it there is an Effect options that you can see the different settings and different effects of the selected animation in the Effect option. That this menu was also in the Transition tab, that each transitions that you selected, you could see the different effects of that transition. For example, it is also like this. But if you want to have some advanced setting and animation that doesn't exist in the effect options, here you should open one advanced effect option. Where is this option? It is animation pen. Whenever you are working with animation, you should select animation pen option that this menu opens for you. It makes working with PowerPoint easier. Now let's see where is the advanced effect of this animation that can be used for every animation. If you select an animation from the animation pen menu, such an arrow will appear for it, that if you first click on it, you can see that both the options of start and an effect option is here, that if you click on it, the advanced setting window for animation will open for it, and this window differs from animation to animation. For example, for the floating animation that I selected, the advanced option for it is a window with 3 tabs. Usually the options are same in animations, but one option will be in one animation which another animation doesn't have that option. You can understand it with the experience that you get through working with PowerPoint. In the sound section, you can choose that this animation starts with a sound, and you can regulate the volume of the sound here. The sound level is too high or too low. In this part, the sound level is determined. In the after animation section, there are some settings. It means that what happens after the animation displays. By default, it is on don't dim. It means nothing happens. Even you can choose a color as you see the sound and animation was played and the object got purple color. Why? Because here I regulate that after animation the color of my object gets purple. If we click on more color, and the palette of color will open for you, that you can choose a variety of colors. Don't dim means do nothing. Hide after animation means the object hides after animation. And hide on next most click option means when the animation displays and ends by click, it will get hide. Based on your need, you can select the one you want. In the timing section, we have the timing options related to start, delay, duration. The good point here in duration part is categorized from very fast to extremely slow. You can have the seconds available here. If you want the animation displays very fast, choose half seconds. Or if you want to animation displays extremely slow, choose 20 seconds. The good side of this menu is that it gives the ready-made time for you, and in the repeat section you can choose that how the animation repeats 2, 3, 4, 5 or 10 times, or it repeats till the next click or until the end of the slide. These are the options that you can use for the repetition of the animation. I want to tell you some points about grocerying and spin animation for you. Let me create a blank slide. And I add a shape from Insert tab. If the shape you choose, like the one that I selected, be round and circle, from Animation tab go to Emphasis Animation and use option like Spin. The Spin option makes your shape rotates, but you don't understand that this object is rotating because my shape is circle. This option will not be added to that. If I select another object in this way, And then from animation section, go to emphasis animation and use option like spin. As you see, the shape is rotating. And the point here is how the object rotates. The part that it rotates is the center of the object. If I want to choose that my object rotates from this end part, what should I do? I want to teach you a trick that it will be useful when you are using spin animation. You copy your object and from Format and Rotate section, you turn it. I clicked off Flip Vertical and you put it in this object. You can select both and from Format tab Align section, select Align Left, that they be next to each other, and for the second object from Shape Fill, you choose No Fill, and from Shape Outline, you select No Outline. Then you select both objects, and by pressing Ctrl G, you can put them in a group. Now, from Animation tab, when you select Spin, the rotation is happening from the center of the shape. But when I added the second option here, you cannot see it because now it is no fill and no outline. But it makes the rotation center change from the center of the shape to this part, and other options are in the effect options. You can give direction like clockwise or counterclockwise. Or in amount section, you can regulate the amount of rotation. It rotates a quarter. Let me shorten the duration to make it happen faster. Or half a spin, one half rotated, or full, or it rotates 2 times. By this trick, you can change the center of rotation. Now for the circle object, we can use spin animation too. We copy the object and select both of them. From Format tab, choose Align Top, and from Shape Fill, you choose No Fill, and from Shape Outline, you select No Outline, and select both and group them, and from Animation tab, select Spin. As you are seeing, it becomes in this way. If you want to hide the second shape, you should change Fill and Outline to No. I play it again. In this way, it is hide, but it changed the center of the rotation. And another point that I want to tell you about growth shrink animation, the thing that it does is to make the object bigger and smaller. And you can regulate this amount in the Advanced Effect option in the Size section. By default, it is on 150, that when you open this menu, you can see some amounts that are here by default. By default, it was on larger. We select tiny, it became 205%. You can write a number in custom part, but have it in your mind that if you give amount more than 100, in accordance to that, the object will get bigger. For example, if you give 150, the size of your shape will 50% get bigger. And if you give amount less than 100, in accordance to that, the object will get smaller. For example, if I select 80% for the size here, my shape will 20% get smaller. And if you want this amount to be added to your shape, press Enter here. To add the amount in the custom, then OK it. And if you do not hit Enter, as you see, the shape 20% gets smaller. Let me type 150 here. If I don't press Enter here and click outside of this window, the number won't apply. Now, it is on 80% previous. In custom part, after typing the number, you should press enter the locate, and it was the point about grocery animation. Well, a more point is left from animation. Let me add another shape to the slides, and then from animation section I select fly in animation. Then when you open effect option, whether in this animation or other animations, you can see options like a smooth start and smooth end, and one option named bounce. And what do these options do? If I give number to smooth start, the thing that it does is the animation starts with low speed. Suddenly it increases the speed to be in a natural animation mode. And the thing that the smooth end does is that when the shape wants to stop, the speed of it gets low. With the friction it creates, it stops the shape. Look, when I hit the OK button, my shape comes and then it slows down and stops. And the next option is bounce end. The thing that bounce end does is that when my shape is going to stop moving, have a wave shape movement, and then it stops. You shouldn't increase the amount that beaters audience. When I increase bounce end, the amount of smooth end changes to 0 in the end of this displaying the animation. You can only have smooth end or bounce end. I okay to see, as you see, when the shape wanted to stop, it had another move. It was because of the amount that we gave in the bounce. And if you want to delete the animation, both you can select the animation and press on the delete on keyboard and click on this menu and select remove to delete the animation that you do not want. So these were the options of animations that we have studied, and later we will work with them more when we want to make motion graphic to see how many creative things we can do by using this menu. In next video, we will study the slideshow tab. I recommended you to use the information that I taught you in order to get used to it and learn it in a better way. Thank you for accompanying me.